Hey everybody, this video is going to show you what you can do in the design area of the Tarragon website template. So I'm in the design section of the back end and I'm in the settings tab, and the first thing you're going to notice are the logos. So the logo right now, we have two different areas for the logo. We have one for the splash page, which looks like this. We made it larger because this splash page is supposed to be super clean, and so we wanted you to be able to put a larger graphic in there. And then we also have a logo that's going to be at the top of the website. So that would be this first logo, which is the site, and then the splash page logo will be this right here. You can also decide if the logo is going to be centered left or right. And I'm going to go ahead and save that and refresh this and show you now that when I click into the site, that this logo right here is set to the left. So if you want to go ahead and play around with that, you absolutely can. You also have the ability to set the site minimum and the site maximum. The minimum is the smallest the site can get before you see scroll bars on the desktop, and the maximum is the largest it can get on the desktop, so it doesn't upscale your images. The body color that you see right here and all the colors, if you select this right here, this drop down, you can pick your colors, or you can go ahead and paste your hex code right in here to get your specific color. But that body color is going to be this area right here. So if I were to go ahead and change that to a different color and save it and refresh this, you're going to actually see that that color will change, and that'll be carried throughout the entire site. That'll be that body piece right there. Now, when you're looking at the images, you have sometimes a portrait image that fits in a more rectangular space that would be, maybe your albums. And so anytime you have something like that happen and there's color on the right or the left, that's going to be your matte color. So you can come in here and change that color as well in the same way that you change the body color. Your body shadow opacity and the shadow width is going to be this shadow that wraps around here. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh this page so you can see it a little bit better. And if we wanted to change that, we can make it a little bit darker and we can make it a little bit larger. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Save and refresh it. And you'll see that we've changed this shadow right here. It's a little bit darker and it's a little bit wider. And then there's this separate shadow down here that gives it kind of that three-dimensional effect, and that's this lower shadow opacity. So I can actually turn this all the way down to nothing and make it disappear, or I could turn it down really low, and I'm just going to refresh it and show you what that looks like. And so it's barely there right now. And then we have the album aspect ratio and the other page aspect ratios. We cover that in a different video. So I'm going to skip right down to this show album thumbnails. Some of our clients like when you have the album thumbnails in there. So we're going to go ahead and mark this to true and click Save and refresh it. And you'll see that the thumbnails should appear. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Let me go ahead and hit save and refresh this. And you'll see that the thumbnails appear now. The thumbnail proportions, you can have them so that they're rectangular like this, or if they're vertical, they're going to be thin, or you can use this drop down and select the square ones to make them all square. And then you have to use the simple navigation. So right now we have it set so that it does this drop down effect, but I can go ahead and click true and save this and refresh, and you're going to see that it's going to go to a more traditional navigation item. So I'm going to go here and roll over, and it gives you that more traditional sub navigation drop down. So you can mark that true now. You have that option in this template. And then you have the social bar height, the background color, and the opacity, and that refers to this area right here. I'm going to go ahead and change this color so you can see it a little bit better and refresh it. And if you choose to use this social bar, you want to play around with these settings to make sure that you get the colors and everything the right way you want them. Let's go ahead and go to the Fonts tab. If you're using a language that has characters that need to turn the font glyphs on or off, you can go ahead and do that in this first option here. Otherwise, the font styles, you can choose the drop down here and pick the font that we have provided for you. We have the splash page text color and size, and if I go back to the splash page, it's going to refer to this text right here. We have the navigation text color and size, and that's going to be these navigation items here. You'll see that we also have the highlight color and the selected color. you'll see that this album, this first one right here is the album. That's the selected color because we've clicked on that, and this is the page you're on, and that's this selected color right here. And the highlighted color is when we roll over the item and it turns to that color. So you can see that it's turning to this color right here when I roll over it. You also have the title text color and the title size. So let me go to an info page, and that's this right here. That's the title. And then you have the description, style, color, and size, and that refers to this right here. You could also play around with the spacing between these lines of text. The footer right here, where it's like the copyright, the date, and your studio name, you can change the color and the size right there. And then you have the social bar foreground color, which is this front color, and you have any kind of highlights, which we're going to go ahead and just change this real quick. Click Save, refresh it, and you'll see that that color will actually change to that blue color right there. And then you have some background options with this site. So the background right now, top color and bottom color blend together. They're both set to white. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick a color and show you what happens when you change the colors here. I'm going to refresh this, and it's going to blend the top green into the bottom white and create a gradient. So you can pick two colors here, and you can go ahead and create that gradient in the background. You also have the option to upload a picture, and I'm going to go ahead and select a picture here. And you have it right now set to fill frame, but you can change it. So if you have like a little tile that you want to repeat throughout there, you have the options to tile it in different ways as well. So I'm going to click Save, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the splash page so you can see it the best. And this will actually carry throughout the entire site, that background image. So you can totally change the feel of the site by adding a background image into this template. And then if you're going to add a background image, you're not going to want it to be super busy, and you're going to want to probably play around with the text colors and so on just to get it to work with that background image. So those are the design options you have. I hope that was informative, and I appreciate you watching. Thanks.